Alright guys, welcome back. This is week 4 of the Flea Flicker with Jackson Kane. I'll try to make it quick. Obviously, as you can see, my skin is burning right now. I've got a Cubs shirt on. This is terrible. My buddy Mitch hooked me up with the Cubs shirt. Unfortunately, I got 1 out of 3 picks last week, so here I am with the Cubs shirt, and it hurts real good. So, alright, let me get to my outlook for week 4. All right, quarterbacks I love this week. Kirk Cousins versus the Browns. Cleveland has allowed 7 passing TDs in 2016, which is tied for 4th most in the league, and they've done so playing Philly, Baltimore, and Miami, which are 3 not very good quarterbacks, minus Wentz. We really haven't seen much of Wentz yet, but yeah, Philly, Baltimore, Miami. So love Kirk Cousins this week. Next quarterback, Phillip Rivers versus the Saints. New Orleans has the 8th worst pass D in 2016. They've allowed 13 20-plus yard passing plays and 2 40-plus yard passing plays. So Phillip Rivers should be eaten this week against the Saints. One guy I really like this week, I'm actually starting him in one of my leagues, Brian Hoyer versus the Lions. I know he's Brian Hoyer, but Detroit is tied for the league lead in TDs allowed through the air with 10 on the year and have only picked off 1 pass through 3 games. So he's a high upside quarterback this week. Some QBs I hate. Tyrod Taylor at the Patriots. As some of us know, excuse me, the Bills lost Sammy Watkins for 8 weeks, so not a good thing for Tyrod Taylor in that passing attack. New England's ranked 18th against the pass, but have only given up 4 TDs and have 3 picks. So not a big Tyrod Taylor fan this week. Next quarterback, Dak Prescott at the 49ers. They're 14th against the pass. They have faced Cam Newton and Russell Wilson so far. Last week they held Russell Wilson to 243 yards and 1 touchdown. So I don't like Dak Prescott. Ben Roethlisberger versus the Chiefs. Kansas City has picked off 4 times as many passes as they've allowed touchdowns, 8 picks to 2 touchdowns. And also Le'Veon Bell's back this week, so I expect a big workload for him, and Mike Tomlin has come out and said that he'd get a big workload this week. All right, moving on to wide receivers. Kelvin Benjamin, he got shut out last week against Minnesota, but I love him this week. At Atlanta, Atlanta's 29th in yards allowed passing. They've given up 10 passing TDs this year, which is tied for the league lead. Desmond Trufant, their best corner, is probably going to be guarding him. He's 5 inches shorter than him, and Cam Newton has been saying this week that he wants to get Kelvin the ball more, so I expect that. Jeremy Maclin at the Steelers. Pittsburgh's allowing 332 passing yards a game. They've given up 14 20-plus yard passing plays, and they've allowed the 4th most completions, 84. So expect Jeremy Maclin to have a good game. Deshaun Jackson and Jamison Crowder. I said I like Kirk Cousins. I love Deshaun Jackson and Jamison Crowder. The Browns are 24th against the pass so far in 2016, and they'll be without Tramon Williams and possibly Joe Hayden, who are both injured. Larry Fitzgerald at the Rams, 33 targets on the year. Michael Floyd, 24 targets on the year. He's been dealing with a concussion. I see Larry Fitz getting a lot of balls his way. Arizona's coming off a bad loss last week against Buffalo, so I expect them to try to put it on the Rams pretty bad this week. Wide receivers I hate. Mike Evans versus the Broncos. Denver's ranked 4th in the league in pass D. They've only allowed 2 TDs on the year, only 5 20-plus yard pass plays, and 0 40-plus yard pass plays, which is Mike Evans' game, is the deep ball. And they're also tied for 2nd in sacks with 12, so I expect Jameis Winston to be on his back a lot. Tavon Austin at the Cardinals. He'll be covered by Pat Peterson, I would guess. Not a good matchup. Arizona's only allowing 189 passing yards a game this year, and they've only given up 2 passing touchdowns. Brandon Marshall versus the Seahawks. Seattle's allowing just over 12 points a game total. Eric Decker's out for a period of time. I'm not sure how long, but that's not good for Brandon Marshall. especially in this matchup. Seattle's yet to allow a passing TD this season, and I don't see them giving one up this week to Brandon Marshall. And Richard Sherman's been real good this year. One guy I forgot to write down, OBJ. Not high on OBJ this week. Going against Minnesota, who shut down Kelvin last week. So, pass on OBJ. Running back, love this week, Melvin Gordon versus the Saints. Saints have given up second most rushing TDs in the league with 6. They've given up the most yards, 149 a game. They're allowing 5 yards a carry. Gordon's rushing for 3.7 per carry, so something's got to give this week. Isaiah Crowell versus the Redskins. Redskins have allowed the most rushing TDs in 2016, 7. 123 rushing yards per game allowed by the Redskins. And Josh Gordon's going back to rehab, as we've all heard. So they're going to be leaning on Crowell a lot this week. DeMarco Murray at the Texans. Love him this week. Normally a great run D, but this year they've allowed 125 rushing yards a game. They got gashed by LeGarrette Blount last week. They've given up 5 20-plus yard runs this year and one 40-plus yard run. And J.J. Watt's out for probably the year. So DeMarco Murray. Hate Christine Michael. I'll talk about him later, but at the Jets, third-ranked rush D this year, and they're allowing just 3.3 yards a carry, which is also third in the league. And they've allowed only 1 rushing TD this year. So, not high on Christine Michael. Giants running backs at Vikings. Rashad Jennings, not likely to play. So, it's going to be Orleans Darkwa. Funny name to say. I like saying that name. And Bobby Rainey, likely to share the workload for the Giants. Not high on them. Minnesota's only allowed 2 TDs so far. 0 20-plus yard runs and 0 40-plus yard runs. So, if you have any of those guys, don't play them. Devontae Freeman versus Carolina. They're allowing 3.4 yards a carry. Carolina will be winning, I would say. So, I'd say it's going to be a passing game for Atlanta, which favors Tevin Coleman over Devontae Freeman. And Carolina's only allowed 2 20-plus yard runs on the year. All right, moving to tight ends. My loves this week, Zach Miller versus Detroit. Detroit's allowed 5 TDs to tight ends so far this year, 19 catches. He was targeted 9 times in week 3 by Brian Hoyer, so that's great for his outlook. And also, Alshon Jeffrey is injured. He might not play in this game, so big upside with Zach Miller. Greg Olsen at Atlanta. Atlanta got torched by Kobe Fleener last week. They've given up 247 yards and 4 passing TDs to tight ends this year. So I love Greg Olsen this week. Jason Witten at San Fran. No Dez Bryant for this game. Already has built a relationship with Dak in the early going. San Fran's given up 2 TDs and 16 catches. 2 tight ends in the year so far, so I love Jason Witten. Hate for tight ends. Martellus Bennett versus the Bills. Bills have allowed just 7 catches and 59 yards to tight ends this year. LeGarrette Blount will probably get a heavy workload because of Jimmy G at quarterback or Jacoby Brissett. So, don't like Martellus Bennett. Delaney Walker at Houston. He's dealing with a hamstring issue. And also, Houston's been really good against tight ends. They've only allowed 58 receiving yards on the year to guys like Zach Miller, Travis Kelce, Gronk, and Martellus Bennett are the tight ends they faced. Only 58 receiving yards. So, don't play Delaney Walker. And the last guy, Clive Walford at the Ravens. Ravens have yet to allow a tight end touchdown this year. Third-ranked pass defense and 110 yards on 11 catches to tight ends. So no Clive Walford. All right, let me get to my picks. Chance to dance this week. I'm going with David Johnson against L.A. L.A. suspect defense. Arizona came off a bad game last game. They're going to try to put it on L.A. I'm going with David Johnson. Waste of space, I talked about him earlier. Christine Michael against the Jets. Jets have only allowed 1 rushing TD on the year. I think they're allowing 71 rushing yards a game. So, and Russell Wilson is banged up, so they're going to be trying to lean on Christine Michael. And it's not going to work because the Jets D is just really good. On the ground anyways. All right, so I'm changing my 3 guarantees. I'm changing the name to 3 bold predictions because I'm getting pretty bold with these. So they shouldn't be guarantees because that sounds like I should get them right every week. So I'm going to go with 3 bold predictions, okay? So far, I'm 3 for 9 on the year. Not so great. That's why they should be bold guarantees. I'm 1 for 3 on waste of space. And I'm 0 for 3 on chance to dance. So if David Johnson doesn't score this week, I'm going to be very upset. And maybe it's a curse or something. So, yeah. All right, let's get to 3 bold predictions. Kirk Cousins. I'm going to say he throws for 260 yards and 2 touchdowns at least against the Browns. Okay, that's my first bold prediction. Second prediction, I'm going to say Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree will have at least 7 catches combined against the Ravens this week, who are the 3rd best pass defense in the league. So I'm going to say they'll get their 7 catches combined in that game. And the last one, rookie running back for the Bears, Jordan Howard. I'm going to say he will have at least 80 total yards against the Lions. I know I'm playing it safe with that one, but I think he's going to have a good game. I think he's definitely going to have at least 80 total yards. So those are my bold predictions. Thanks for watching. Reminder that there is a game on at 8:30 tomorrow. It is Colts Jaguars. It's in London. So set your lineups for that before that game, preferably tonight, or if you're up early, set your lineup. Also, thanks for watching. Check out my blog post, jacksonkaneblog.wordpress.com. I posted a link on Facebook for you guys on Facebook, but it's got some insight that I didn't talk about here that you might want to know. So good luck in week 4. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter at FleaFlickerJK. And all right, good luck, guys, in week 4.